Hello and welcome to Grognard's Solo Gaming. I am the Grognard and today we are continuing with Curse of Strahd. And like last time, this campaign is not for children. So, two things that I am going to say before I get started. One thing that I thought about after the last session was that it was perhaps slightly strange that the party broke open the cabinet. And that was, of course, just me playing as a player in a dungeon and looking at the things, but probably they wouldn't have done that. But I decided to explain that by the fact that they actually went into the house, not really to kill the monster, not really to help the children or the parents, but because they are looking for directions. So they broke open the cabinet in order to look for a map or a compass or something to help them find their way in this strange mist, and also a landscape that they cannot recognize from their homeland. And then the second thing is that I realized that there was some confusion in what I was saying was north and what the description of the rooms were saying was north. And that is because this map did not have the northern direction is not up on the map, but rather it is to the left-hand side, which is very confusing, but I have tried to remedy that for this session, so it will be easier for both myself and you, the viewer, to follow. And now what I'm saying should align with what the text is saying. Right, so that was it. The party ended last session in room number 5, the dining room. There wasn't a whole lot going on in there. They are just going to move out through the door that is close to the southern door that they have yet to open, and that door leads into 4A. So one paladin is going to open the door, another paladin is going to enter with his glaive ready, and they are moving into 4A. And that turns out to be the kitchen, and it is tidy with dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and rolling pin atop it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the east wall, its bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door, and also there is a small door in the southwest corner of the kitchen. And the party is going to open that, and they're going to find a dumbwaiter, a 2-foot wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism that must be operated manually. Right. Well, they are just going to make a note that that thing is there, but they are not really interested in it. Instead, they are going to open the door to the east, and they are going to find area 4B. And that is a well-stocked pantry. All the food in the pantry appears fresh. Well, then that would be everything on the first floor. They are going to leave the kitchen through the only door that leads to the main hall, and then they are going to look up the stairs and listen. But they can't hear anything or see anything out of the ordinary, so they are going to carefully move up with the same marching order as before, with 2 paladins in the front, the cleric in the middle, and the rogue or witch hunter and the sorceress in the back. And let us see where they go then. That would be room number 6. The upper hall. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of the Durst family, Gustav and Elizabeth Durst with their two smiling children, Rose and Thorn. Cradled in the father's arms is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors in the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with the dancing youths. The red marble staircase that started on the first floor continues its upward spiral to a third floor, and a cold draft can be felt coming down the steps. So I'm just going to assume then that the portrait has a little plaque with the names. And of course, the party is going to recognize Rose and Thorn as the children that met them outside the house. Now, I wonder how paranoid the party is going to be about these standing suits of armor, because they do come from a magical world where suits of armors can be animated with spells and the like. Well, I'm going to make an Arcana check for Seraphine because she has that skill. Right. So she is going to point to the suits of armor and then give Janosch a look that indicates that he is supposed to investigate. So the paladins are going to point their glaives at the two closest suits of armor, while Janosch is going to investigate the one closest to the stairs. And there is a door right there, so someone is going to cover that door as well, and that is going to be Friedrich. All right, so upon investigation, the armors do not animate or do anything else that is sinister or out of the ordinary. The party is going to simply move on, and they are going to start with the door to the west. And one paladin is going to open the door, another paladin is going to go inside with his glaive, and Friedrich Dümler is going to be right behind that paladin. Meanwhile, Seraphine and Janosch are keeping watch over the doors and the stairs in the... And then they move into room number 10. Conservatory. Gossamer drapes cover the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece. Well, they are just going to take a quick walk about the room and casually inspect the things. Maybe look outside one of the windows and see the very, very thick mist that is so close to the house now that they really cannot see anything inside. But then they are going to move back into room 6, and then they are going to begin with the double doors to the east, and then they are going to come into room number 8. And that is a library. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-back chair face the entrance and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the high shelves. The desk has several items resting atop it: an oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinderbox, and a letter kit containing a red wax candle, 4 blank sheets of parchment, and a wooden seal bearing the Durst family's insignia, a windmill. Right, yes, so those would be things that Janosch discovers when he moves into the room and starts poking around, and of course they can draw the conclusion that the Durst family's insignia is a windmill because of the sword that they saw downstairs, and also that would be what this insignia is for. The bookshelves hold hundreds of tomes covering a range of topics, including history, warfare, and alchemy. There are also several shelves containing first edition collected works of poetry and fiction. The party is going to poke around a little bit in here, look at the titles of the books, and Janos is actually going to look through the desk and look at the things to see if there are some half-written letters or something that would be able to give a clue to what is going on in this house, or any information about the monster, or what the parents of the children are up to or have been up to, but they don't really find anything like that. Okay, so there is something hidden in this room that can be discovered with a DC 13 Wisdom Perception check. And I would say that Friedrich and Janosch are poking about, and probably also Seraphine, while the paladins are keeping guard. But Seraphine does not have the perception skill, so I am not going to roll for her, but I am going to roll for Friedrich and Janosch. So let's see how they do. Ooh, Janosch with the nat 20. Excellent. That means that he finds a secret door behind one of the bookshelves, and it can be unlocked and swung open by pulling on a switch disguised to look like a red-covered book with a blank spine. So he is going to pull it, and let's see what happens. So Janos discovers room number 9. This secret room contains bookshelves packed with tomes describing fiend-summoning rituals and the necromantic rituals of a cult called the Priests of Ossibus. A heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet stands against the south wall, its lid half closed. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor. Close inspection, well, Janosch would inspect this closely, reveals that the skeleton belongs to a human who triggered a poisoned dart trap. 3 darts are stuck in the dead adventurer's armor and rib cage. The dart firing mechanism inside the chest no longer functions. Right, yes, and Janosch has the Thieves' Tools skill, so these are all things that he would be able to find out. Clutched in the skeleton's left hand is a letter, which the adventurer tried to remove from the chest. Written in flowing script, the letter reads as follows. All right, interesting. Let's see. So Janosch is the one that picks up the letter, so he is going to read it to the rest of the party. My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However, many souls have bled on your hidden altar. However many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, for fortunes spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness, Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness, I think not. I much prefer you as you are, your dreadlord and master Strahd von Sarovich. So the contents of this room is going to have the party all up in arms. They don't recognize the name Strahd von Sarovich, but these books for summoning fiends completely disgust them, and they are now going to shift from being here to, well, talk to and potentially save the parents to, with a very high likelihood, kill these people if they are indeed the owners of these evil books. They are going to make a pile of the books on the floor of the library, and they are going to set fire to them. They're going to burn these books of fiend summoning and rituals and necromantic rituals. And then Janosch is going to pocket this letter from someone calling himself a dreadlord, Strahd von Sarovich. It certainly sounds like the letter was written by someone evil, so the party is guessing that this Strahd von Sarovich is someone that they need to destroy in the name of Sathramelin. So let's see. The chest also contains 3 blank books with black leather covers, 3 spell scrolls, bless, protection from poison, and spiritual weapon. The deed to the house, the deed to a windmill, and a signed will. The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosa Volda and Thornbolt Durst in the event of the parents' deaths. Friedrich Dümmler does not want these scrolls that have been in this hidden library of evil books, so the party is simply going to burn the scrolls as well. But they are going to take the deed to the house, the deed to the windmill, and they might take the signed will as well, because their intention is to just claim all of this in the name of the Church of Sathramelin. Having watched the books and the scrolls burn to ashes, the party is going to move back out into room 6, the upper hall, and then they are going to enter the last door on this floor, and that is going to take them into 7A. An undecorated bedroom contains a pair of beds with straw-stuffed mattresses. At the foot of each bed is a footlocker. There is also a door to the north and a door to the west that the party can recognize as a door to the dumbwaiter. So they are in fact not going to look at that again because they know what that is. They are simply going to open the door to the north, and that leads to 7B. And that is a closet. Tidy servants' uniforms hang from hooks in this adjoining closet. That means that the party is going to move back into room 6, and then they are going to go up the stairs to the 3rd floor. The party is going to carefully make their way up the stairs, and they are going to reach room 11 on the 3rd floor, and that is a balcony. The red marble staircase leads to a dusty balcony with a suit of black plate armor standing against one wall, draped in cobwebs. Oil lamps are mounted on the oak-paneled walls, which are carved with woodland scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters. This suit of armor is different from the others on the previous floor, so I think the characters are going to investigate this one as well. And Janosch is the one who is appointed to such tasks, so flanked by the paladins, he is going to move up to the suit of armor, while Seraphine is going to keep watch to the west, and Friedrich Dümmler is going to keep watch to the east, and he is also going to keep an eye and an ear on the stairs leading down, just in case, even though they have actually gone through the previous 2 floors. You never know. Janosch moves towards the armor, and then suddenly it comes alive and attacks. All right, so then we need to roll initiatives, and I am going to make it clear on the screen who has what color. The animated armor has the black die, so let's see. All right, so that means Seraphine goes first. She's going to cast the Firebolt cantrip on the animated armor. Oh my! Okay, so that means double the damage dice. She has no modifier for this. Let's see how she does. That would be 11 points of damage. Not too shabby. Then it is the armor's turn, and it is going to make 2 melee attacks. It is going to slam Janosch, as he was the closest person. Yes, that is what it is going to do. However, Janosch is going to take the dodge action, so both attacks are rolled with disadvantage. So let's see how that goes. 10 or higher. No, the first one is a miss, and the second one, oh my god, that's a nat 1. Well, I think for the sake of speed and ease, I am not going to use critical failures in combat. It's just a spectacular miss, but there are no special rules, no dropping your weapon or anything like that. Right, so then it is Gottfried's turn, and he is going to attack with his glaive. He has the polearm master feat because he is a human variant, and that allows him to make the normal attack and then a secondary attack with his bonus attack, with his bonus action, sorry, but the secondary attack only inflicts a d4. So the red die is the main attack. And that would be a hit with the main attack, and that means he inflicts that much damage. 8 points of damage. Then it is Friedrich's turn, and he is simply going to swing his mace. And let's see how that goes. That actually hits, and he inflicts 1d8 points of damage. Oh, a single point of damage. Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Then it is time for Gottlieb, and Gottlieb is exactly the same as Gottfried, so let's have him attack. He actually misses both of his attacks. That was too bad. And then it is Janosch's turn, and he took the dodge action, so he is just going to stay where he is. And Seraphine is going to cast another Firebolt cantrip, and that is a miss, unfortunately. Then the armor is going to swing at Janosch. He's going to dodge again. That's another critical failure, and then another complete miss. So then we are moving on to Gottfried, who is going to attack with the glaive, and he hits with the main attack. So that would be 10 points of damage. Oh, he completely smashes the animated armor, and the pieces fall clattering to the floor, and then the strange house falls silent once again, and the party members are looking at one another and realizing that this place might be more dangerous than they thought. Even though they found the evil books, things just got even way worse. And that is where we are going to end this session. The party is standing in room 11 on the third floor. Right. Yep. This is where we are going to pick this up next time. And I thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.